It's time for science. It's good to see you. All right, we have been learning in science about how good scientists make good, important observations. And then we ask questions about the things that we've observed. We want to know what we're curious about. Today, we are going to focus on making observations about patterns. So, patterns are, we can find patterns all around us. Do you guys know what a pattern is? Any ideas? We've seen patterns before in school, things like square, triangle. It's something that repeats. You can have simple patterns like the one I just did. You can have more complex ones like square, triangle, circle, or they can even be more complex like what we see in nature. So let's take a look here now at some patterns, and we're going to decide if they're a pattern or not a pattern. Now, keep in mind, sometimes I can see a pattern that someone else might not see, and the other way around. Someone might see a pattern that I don't see. So let's take a look here. First, we're going to look at patterns. All right, so here's one picture, here's another. What do you think? Pattern or not a pattern? I think pattern to both of these. Now, you can make an argument the other way, but I'm seeing up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, over and over again. It repeats. And this one I see water, no water, water, no water, no water, no water. A repeating pattern of water, no water. All right, let's look at another one. You ready? All right, what do you think? I see patterns here for the most part. On this one, I see the red, then the light, then the red, then the light. But right here, I don't see a pattern. Do you guys agree with me? That's kind of messy there. All right, same thing here. Light, blue, light, blue. I see a pattern on this one too. All right, let's take a look at another one. What do you guys think of this one? Pattern or no pattern? I like this one. I definitely see a pattern in both of these. This one, the caterpillar, is almost as easy as those patterns we were talking about at the beginning. Stripies, green, black, green, stripies, green, black, green. Do you see that? And it goes over and over and over and over again, all through that caterpillar. You see the same type of thing in the kiwi. You see one of these and then one of these, and it's the same over and over and over again. All right, let's see what else we have. Okay, we have a zebra. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think a pattern too. Black, white, black, white, black, white. How about this really cool shell up here? I see a pattern there too. The raised, the lowered, the raised, the lowered, the raised, the lowered. All right. What do you guys think of this one? Do you see anything that repeats over and over again? I do not. You might, and it'd be interesting. If you do, I'd like to hear what your argument is for a pattern here, but I do not see a pattern in this one. Nothing repeats itself. All right, how about these two? What do you think? Have any arguments for a pattern? First, I thought this one might have a pattern, but the colors do not repeat in any predictable way. They just kind of change. What do you think about this one? Could you make an argument for a pattern in this one? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, take a look at these two. What do you think? Ooh. Originally, I thought no, that these did not have a pattern, but now that I'm looking at it, I think they might have a pattern. Do you guys see what I'm seeing that makes me think maybe a pattern? What do you think? This one I see yellow, red, and even the dots are kind of in a pattern. And here the petals are in a pattern. Ooh, look, this is oh, I definitely think there's a pattern here. How about this one? All right. Originally, I thought no pattern because the colors don't repeat themselves. They don't go in any repeating order or anything like that. But what about the size of the objects? Big, smaller, small, smallest. Big, smaller, small, smallest. Maybe that's a pattern. I don't know. You can make an argument either way. All right, so now I'm going to show you what we're going to do for our work today to show us what you guys think about patterns. All right. If you are doing this, if you are doing this as Google Slides, what you will first do is go to File, make a copy, entire presentation, and hit OK. So it will make a copy that you can write on and turn in for your teacher to see. Okay, so now we're on our copy. If you are doing this on Seesaw, you don't have to worry about this part at all. All right, so we have pattern or not a pattern. Let's take a look at what we have here. My computer is loading slowly. All right, let's see. Let's see. Come on, computer. All right, so we have this flower. So I would decide you're going to see 10 of these, 10 pictures. I need you to choose 5 of them that you want to write about. You're going to look at all 10 and talk about all 10, but you need to write down information for 5 of them. So let's look at this one first. I decided that I was going to write about this one. So I decided that yes, it does have a pattern. And then here I explained what the pattern was that I was seeing. Elephant, no elephant, elephant. So I explained it. You can explain it any way that you're thinking. Now let's say I go on to this one. I don't want to write down anything about this one. So I'll just talk about it either with my mom or my dad, my babysitter, big brother, big sister, or even just with the screen. You can pretend like I'm listening. I totally am listening. I love it. You'll just discuss why you think there's a pattern or not a pattern. Okay? Then this one, you'll write, do you see a pattern or not a pattern? And why or why not do you see the pattern? What is your thinking? Now, if we were at school, we would just talk about it with each other and I would be able to listen. You would talk with your partner. But unfortunately, we don't get to do that. So the way that your teachers get to hear what you are thinking is you'll write it on the slide. That's why it's so important that you write down your thinking for 5 of these slides, okay? So that we know what is going on in your head because we're not there with you. All right, so you'll go through all 10 of these. Is it a pattern? Is it not a pattern? Why do you think? Why don't you think it is? What are you thinking? So you'll go through all of these, explaining what you're thinking for 5 of them. And then you'll get to this slide. And it says, now look at the nature patterns on the next 4 slides. Study all of them and choose one, the one you like the best, to study more closely. Then you're going to write your observations about that one pattern in your science journal. You can either do it on paper, the one that you've printed out, or there's one at the end of this slideshow. All right, so let's look at these patterns. So on this page, we have a chopped down tree, a sunflower, a leaf, a pine cone, the kiwi that we saw before, and this plant. On this page, we have a peacock, a leopard, a tiger, a zebra, a snake, and another snake. Here we have the caterpillar that we saw before. We have a lunar moth. We have a bug. We have the honeycomb of a beehive. We have a monarch butterfly. We have a ladybug. And here's our last one. We have a bunch of different kinds of seashells. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at all the pictures. Now, not a slide, just choose one picture on one of the slides. So I want to choose, let's see, I think I want to choose the peacock. So I'll click on the peacock. If you want, you can make the peacock bigger, even if it wipes out all the other pictures. Not a big deal. So just make it bigger. You can even delete the other pictures. This is your slide. So you go ahead and you do what you want. Now, you're going to look very closely at the peacock and see, do you see a pattern? Most likely you will. I think all of these on these slides have a pattern. Then you're going to decide what the pattern is and you're going to explain it. So let's go down. I put a science journal here at the end. So you can put your name on there if you want to. So I'm going to write that I am observing the peacock. And what did I notice? I noticed the, oops, sorry guys, the circles repeated themselves. And all the reasons why I think it's a pattern, I'm going to put that on there. Then go down to the next page. Now this one will be harder to do unless you print it out. So this is your choice. But you can just click on, let's see. I'm sure there's drawing tools somewhere. I don't know where they are. Anyway, you'll find the drawing tools and you will draw your picture here of your peacock. And then what questions do you have about the peacock? If you want, you can also just draw this on a piece of paper. That might even be easier because it'd be kind of hard to draw on this document. Just draw it on a piece of paper and you can take a picture of that separately. Then when you're done, if you're doing it on here, you will hit share. You will start typing in your teacher's name. So I'm Mrs. Novoselsky. So click on my name, not Sean's name, because that will go to my son. I'll still get it though. Click it and then hit send. Now, if you're doing it on Seesaw, you'll just click the yellow check to say that you're done and that will hand it in. So have fun looking at patterns in nature and I hope it challenges your mind. Thanks.